Hey, good morning. How is everyone? Let me just get a message here from my team to make sure we're live. I think we are in both Facebook and YouTube. Let's see what's happening here. Let's see. All right. I see if you're on YouTube, I'd love to see your comments. Good morning. Happy Tuesday, October the 4th. It's actually my daughter's 20th birthday today. Yeah. My youngest turned 20 today. So it's kind of a fun day there, and I'm excited to be here with you. Good morning, Mickey from Redondo. You're back home. Fantastic. All right. I think we're live here and in both places. If you're on, thank you. Thank you, Kathy on my team just gave me the thumbs up. So if you're on Facebook, please give StreamYard permission to share your name. Otherwise, when you comment, we won't know who's here with us. And we'd love to know exactly who's here. So give StreamYard permission. If you're on YouTube, you're good to go. Either way, we're so happy to have you here. Mickey, good to see you here. Please, I'd love to see other people commenting. Let me know, how has the 30-30 challenge been going for you? You know, can you believe it? Tomorrow, Wednesday, October 5th, is our last day of the 30-30 challenge. So I want you to celebrate, give yourselves some applause. You made it. You've been here. You've been attending. You've been doing it. I've heard from so many of you how much it's really changed your morning. It's changed the imprint that you're making on your day. Rather than hopping on emails or social media, you're doing your journaling. And believe me, it is going to create more alignment in your life. It's going to create more alignment in your business, and it's going to create alignment in your personal relationships. And when we are aligned in all the areas of our lives with what matters most, we have the opportunity to find joy every day. And that's a beautiful thing, especially at this time of the year. Thanks, Kathy. Especially at this time of year. You know, we are in the last quarter of 2022. October 1st marked the last quarter. And so what I wanted to talk with you about this morning is the journal prompt we had this morning, but expand on it a little bit more because this is very important. And the journal prompt this morning was, what are you committing to by the end of December 31st, 2022? So what is it you're committing to? And really, what is it you're committing to that you'd really like to accomplish this last quarter of the year? You know, what is it that you want to, raise your glass to celebrate on New Year's Eve 2022? You know, we all want to look back on a year well lived, right? We all want to look back on a year of progress, a year of growth, whatever it is for you, whether it's in your business, personal development, your relationships. We want to look back at things as we end one year before we cross over that threshold into the next year. We want to look back and say, wow, I just can see so much progress. I can see I did this. Maybe I need work here. But how does that happen? Here's what I want to share with you. Good morning, Sherry from Toledo. Happy to see you here. Things don't just happen. You know, I listened to a very good friend of mine, Gail Becker. She's been on the podcast twice. She's the CEO and founder of Collie Power. And she did a speaking engagement recently at the Forbes Summit for the 30 under 30. So that's 30 entrepreneurs under the age of 30. And something she said is really the theme for today. And that is, there are a lot of good ideas out there. There are a lot of things that people think of every day, ideas that people come up with, things that they want to do, things that, these light bulb moments, right? We've all had them. You've had them. I've had them. But I love what she said. And you want to lean into this because this is a woman who in less than 3 years created a company worth over $100 million. So I'd say her advice is pretty spot on, right? She said that ideas are one thing, but the execution or the implementation of the idea, That's where the gold is. That's where the gold is. Ideas are one thing, but it's about the implementation and the execution, the action, right, that we take. And so how do we do that? Because coming up with a goal, something we want to accomplish in our business or personally or something in our relationship, having a goal is not that hard. It's pretty easy, right? You can think about it. And I would highly suggest that you never just think about anything. If you have a goal or something, an idea that is starting to take shape, you really need to write it down. Your memory, you may think, I'll remember this, but you won't. Why? Because life is happening all around us. Things are happening. The media is trying to get our attention. People in our family are trying to get our attention, extended family, friends, team members, clients, customers. So when you have an idea or when you feel something pull at you, like this is something I really want, this is what matters most to me, and I want to align with it, you really need to write it down. Okay, that's the first step. And we've talked about this before, but I want to talk to you about the execution of it this morning. So one of the things that I did last week, so I'm in Park City. I've been in Park City, was here last week, and I'm here the month of October because all month I have my private clients who are shuttling in and out to do their private strategy retreats with me. And what we're going to talk about this morning is really what I do with them, and it's what I did for myself last week. So I'm just going to share it with you. I'm sharing the recipe right now. All you have to do is set some time and go and do it. And that's the first step. If you're really serious about accomplishing something in your life, what you're aligned with, what matters most, you have to block time, just like you do for work, just like you do for family dinner, just like you do for, just like exercise. If you want to feel better and be healthy, you have to block the time. It's like our 30-30 challenge, right? You wanted to feel better emotionally and in your well-being, and you wanted to have more awareness. So you blocked that 30 minutes a day for 30 days. You have to block the time. And this is the hard part sometimes for us, because what is the one comment that you hear more than anything else when you go out into your community or when you talk to someone on the phone or via text? What does everybody say? I'm just so busy. I'm just so busy. Oh my gosh, my plate is overflowing. I'm just so busy. I don't have time. Well, if you have something that is really critically important to your future, this is where we have to stop being busy and we have to make the time. We have to make the time. We have to block the time. And so last week, I blocked the time in my calendar to go ahead and map out what I want to happen. And I'm really going to break this down for you in the next few minutes. Oh, I love this. Let me share this from Sherry. A quote from my voice coach: a dream written down with a dot becomes a goal broken down into steps becomes a plan, and a plan backed by action becomes reality. 100%, 100%. I so agree. They are spot on, Sherry. Thank you for sharing that. So let's talk about these goals. The first thing that you need to do, as I said, to write it down. And I recommend, I was writing down the goals for my whole business for I looked at the whole last quarter of this year. So this last quarter of 2022, and I'm already into the first quarter of 2023. Okay. We have different programs, coaching and consulting programs that we offer women. Some of you are involved in those. You're already in those, and we're honored to serve you and work with you. And we also have products now that we sell. We have our Finding Joy Everyday Planner, and we have our Finding Joy Everyday Candle. So when I sit down to plan, I have to look at every aspect of the business. So if you have a business that has one program or one product, great. That's what you want to write the goals for. In our case, I have to break it down right at the top. I have to have Finding Joy Every Day. That's our brand. We're getting ready to launch our brand new website very soon. But then under that, I have different categories. So for you, my categories are what? It's about the programs we have to serve and support women to align and find joy every day. We also have, I'm just looking at it. It's just right over here by the fireplace. I literally just did this. And we have our products that, that we're offering. So I have to look at what's the strategy for every every program and every product that we offer. What's the strategy in October? What's the strategy in November? What's the strategy in December? And I also went a little bit further into January, because in pre-planning, I have to do some work. I personally have to do some work in November, December for the upcoming first quarter of 2023. But I want to keep this simple. And I recommend the very big, large white 3M paper. Okay, I don't recommend a notebook paper or a journal for this. Why? Because I've always said to my clients, how big can an idea, a dream, or an opportunity really be on 8.5 by 11 paper? Please, not a Post-it note. Please, not a napkin, right? It limits your thinking. It starts to limit you. You don't even realize how you're limited in your thinking. So go out to Staples or Office Depot or wherever you shop for office supplies and buy that big white pad of 3M paper and an easel. This is one of the best investments you'll ever make. So I have an easel and I have the big white 3M paper on it, and I have the colorful markers, and I have different colors for different things. So for programs, I'm going to put that in one color. For our products, I'm going to put that in a different color. But let me tell you something that I do. It's just sort of superstitious, actually. But pardon me, as you can see, Honey has joined us this morning, my dog. This is the time of the morning that a lot of people come around to do lawn work or things outside. So I apologize. But I always put the revenue goals in green. It's just, I've always done it. So I always write my revenue, the profitability, the money, everything is always in the color green. I only use that marker for that. It's just something that I do. Okay. It's just my little, I don't know, but you know what? It's worked very well for me over the years. So I highly recommend it. And then I use other colors for other things. So you get the big white paper, you get the easel, and this is something that you'll keep and you'll have for years to come. And these 3M pads have tons of paper on them. You'll be able to use it for such a long time. All right, so that's the first thing. You've got to map it out. You've got to write down the goal, be very specific about each goal. Maybe your big white paper, if you have only one product in your business or one service, as I said, we have multiple, but let's say you have one, you write that down, and what are the things you want to accomplish with that product or service by the end of the year, by 2022? Is it how many do you want to sell? Is it the amount in dollars? That doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. It's as long as you write it down and be specific. And maybe you'll have your business goal, and you might have a personal goal. Maybe for personal goals, maybe it's that you've been walking, you've been tracking your steps, and maybe you've been walking, I'm just going to throw something out, 3,000 steps a day, but you really want to up that. You want to go to 5,000 because adding 2 more thousand steps a day. So maybe the goal is daily. You have to go out at the end of the day for another 10, 15-minute walk. I don't know. I'm just giving you examples. But do you see where I'm going with this? This takes time. So you have to block the time in your calendar like it's a client, like it's a doctor's appointment, like it's something you would never miss. You have to think about this like it's something you never miss. Remember, the idea, the dream, or the goal is just 50% of achieving. The other 50% is the action, the execution, the implementation. Good morning, Dr. Selassie. So happy to see you here. So they go hand in hand. And so if you've had a goal in the past that maybe you didn't write it down, or maybe you wrote it down, but you didn't map out the steps that you have to take daily, weekly, monthly, chances are it's not going to happen. Or maybe it happens a little bit. Maybe you achieve a little bit of your goal. Maybe you wanted to add 10 new clients or 10 new customers to your business. If you follow this step by step, as I'm sharing with you, you have a really good chance of achieving it. If you just think about it, but you don't write it down and you don't implement it, it sounds like a good idea, but there's no action. I mean, you may get 1 or 2 new clients, or you might not get any. I mean, there's a real psychology to this. Okay. So I want you to first get that paper, get that easel, write down what it is you want to accomplish in each aspect of your business. Or again, you can also use this for personal goals. Okay, you've got to write it down and get the colorful markers. It actually makes it fun. to have your blues and your reds and your purples and your oranges. And again, my apologies. My dog is, anyway, I think many of you are dog lovers, so that's good news. All right. So you've written down, you're writing down all the goals and you're mapping it out. Honey, shh. You're mapping it out. Then the other thing that you want to make sure that you do. So if you have a product, how many do you want to sell, or how many, or what's the revenue? It doesn't matter as long as it makes sense to you, right? But you have to be the more specific and peeled back. Think about an apple. If you take an apple and just look at it, you can't see the core of it. You don't know what that core looks like. So you have to get that apple peeler, right? And you have to peel it back. And usually when you peel it back once around, do you see the core? No. You have to go a few times around, and then you start to see the core. What's the core of the goal? What's the goal of the service or product? What is it you're trying to accomplish before December 31st, 2022? Okay. What is it you're trying to accomplish if it's a health goal? What is it you're trying to accomplish if it's a relationship goal with your family or significant other? Do you see where I'm going with this? You have to be specific, and then you have to write it down. And then the third step is you have to say, when am I going to take action on this? So let me bring it back to reality. I wrote, again, I'm looking at mine right now. They're right over there next to the fireplace on that big white paper. I wrote everything down into categories in different colors. I marked all the revenues in green because it's good luck. I don't know. Maybe that's part of my manifestation. Who knows? And then the other thing I had to do is I had to say, okay, what do my team members need to do to help me? See, we have to, if you have team members, you've got to decide, okay, I've got to bring them into the fold. They know the whole plan now. I've explained it to them. They know what's happening. Communication with team is very important, and over communication is very important. Okay, it's very important to over communicate, because remember, they're smart people, but they have lives too. They have things going on in their lives. So we want to just keep communicating the vision and the goal. So I have to ask myself, who's doing what here? What's my part, right, in this? And I know what my part is. And then what's their part? What part is each team member? Where is their expertise, their genius, and what will they be doing to help? Now, if you are right now solo and you don't have anyone in your business, then you need to maybe think about outsourcing. If there's something that you're really wanting to accomplish before the end of the year in your business or in your personal life, I don't know, do you need a personal trainer? Do you need a nutritionist to advise you? These are just things that I'm throwing out to you. So I'm trying to spur your creative juices. If you're wanting to build maybe a new website or social media profile, can you do that on your own, or do you need someone with other talents? So you want to write that down on your plan and set a date to contact, research, find the person that you need. I'm here with you this morning on StreamYard, right? This is called StreamYard. It's a software we use where we can go live on multiple channels at once, right? I'm on Facebook and I'm on YouTube. Well, there are many of these broadcast softwares. There are so many. We had to research that. So in our plans back in Q2, when we did this, we had to then create a plan. Okay, who are we going to contact? What are we looking for? What are we going to find out? It's peeling back the layers. And a lot of times what we're doing is we're just thinking about it as we go through our day, as we're sitting at our laptops, as we're out taking a walk, as we are maybe cooking a meal. We think we get that light bulb moment, right? That idea, but we're not writing it down and we're not fleshing it out. We're not peeling back the layers. All right, does this make sense? So I want you to I'm going to highly invite you to do this. Tomorrow is our last journal prompt. I have so enjoyed having all of you in our 30-30 challenge. I mean, it's just been a great group. You've emailed me and contacted my team with great comments about how this has helped you. And that's what we're here for. We're here to serve. We're here to serve and support women to their highest level of alignment so that they can find joy every day. And so I want you to buy that big white paper. I want you to get the easel. I want you to get the markers, and I want you to dream big, and I want you to map it out. What do I have to do, and who do I need to help me? Okay. In my 20s and 30s, the question that I would ask myself, which was the wrong question, by the way, I would say, gosh, I'd have all these dreams and ideas and I'd write them down and I'd think, how am I ever going to accomplish this? In my 40s, I became a little wiser. The question changed. When I had great ideas and I mapped them out, the new question was always, who can I get to help me with this? Who can I get to help me with this? It takes a village, ladies. It takes a village to really become your next level of greatness. Okay. Your next level of greatness, a lot of it's going to depend on you. Most of it's going to depend on how you think and the messages and the thoughts that you send to yourself on a daily basis. But we also need support, other people with expertise in other areas. So I want to share two things with you before you go today. And that is, first of all, I want to congratulate you. Congratulations on doing this 30-30 challenge. We know it has changed so many women's lives because they've told us. And we're just so proud and thrilled and honored that you joined us on the journey. We'd love to continue the journey with you. For those of you who are interested, the kind of teaching and conversation that I'm having with you here today is exactly what I do with my private clients, but also in our Align community. And so you can reach out to Kathy through email or text. Kathy, if you could put that in the chat, if you could reach out to her, let me tell you, we have a couple of opportunities. We have something called Align Premium. And Align Premium is where I personally meet with you via Zoom every quarter to map out your goals. This process that I just talked about, I work with you privately, and then we send you, my team puts together your goal sheet, your storyboard, and we physically send that to you so that you can look at your storyboard and then until the next quarter. And then we evaluate what happened, right? And those are 90-minute calls once a quarter. That also includes our Align community membership, and it also includes access to our Monday morning stillness and journaling, which I lead personally. We also have if you've loved this process these last 30 days, you may really love joining us in our program on Monday mornings. It's lasts about 30 minutes, and it's stillness and journaling. And we have stillness, and then I always bring a unique journal prompt every Monday morning. It's at 7 a.m. PT. It's an incredible group of women, very deep conversation. We journal, and then we have a short discussion. We set our intention for the week, and that's included with Premium. That's included with the Align community membership, or you can also just sign up for that portion of our program if that calls to you. And for those in the 30-30 challenge right now, when you sign up for that program, the Monday morning journaling and stillness, we are also going to include a Finding Joy Everyday planner. So we would love to have you to continue on the journey and with us. And so you can reach out to Kathy, and she's put her information there via email or text if you want to find out real details about each one of these programs that we have. It's an incredible group of women, but I want to end with don't let this stillness and journaling, this 30-minute process that you've committed to every day, don't let this stop tomorrow after tomorrow. Keep going with it every day. When you align your mind, when you create that new imprint on your mind first thing in the morning, before you allow anything from the world to come in, you are going to grow in your awareness. You're going to ask yourself the right questions, and you're going to take the right action. You're going to become more aligned, and you're going to find more joy every day. And when we are aligned and when we find more joy every day, we can change the world. We can create real change and impact on the world. And that's what I want for you. And that's what I want for as many women as I can possibly reach. Okay? All right. I hope you have a beautiful day. For those of you celebrating Yom Kippur tomorrow, I want to wish you a happy holiday. And I look forward to hearing from you and seeing many of you in one of our Align programs. Thanks so much for joining me here today. All right. Take care. Be well.